Dr. J. Abraham. Today I am going to talk about the second brain in our body. We are living in an atmosphere of trillions and trillions of microorganisms on our body, also in the environment. Now, most of these microorganisms in our body are found on our skin, on our natural orifices, but large majority of these microorganisms are living in our gut. In a genomic study, we find that only 1% of the genes are human genes, which we inherit from our parents, and 99% of the genes belongs to the microbes. And in another study of cells in our body, it was found that 10% of the total cells are only human. The rest 90% belongs to the microbial cells. So it is imperative that we have to live with these microorganisms during our life. But these microorganisms are definitely very, very useful and beneficial for keeping us healthy and happy. Large majority of them, as I have already told, are in the gut, and they are called as the microbiome of human beings. It was found that a healthy microbiome is essential for a healthy living. And all diseases start in the gut. But at the same time, about 80% of our immune cells are found in the gut itself. So it is essential that we develop a healthy microbiome for our healthy living, basically because these healthy microbiomes are directly related to our health, our immunity, our cognition, longevity, our behavior, anxiety, depression, and all that. All such activities, even our performance, is related to the activity of the microorganisms in our body. At the same time, we find that there are certain other group of microorganisms which are not beneficial to us, which are harmful and produces several diseases, basically like autoimmune diseases, Alzheimer's, diabetes, cancer, Crohn's disease, inflammatory bowel diseases, and all that. Now, in a study, it was found that autoimmune diseases and obesity are found much more among children who are born under cesarean section and who are not fed with breast milk. Why is it so? Because basically, in a child's development, in the uterus, it is a germ-free environment. But during the birth of a child, in a normal delivery, it comes through the birth canal of the mother, and during that process, the child imbibes millions of microorganisms. Also, during the breastfeeding, the child is able to get a lot of other microorganisms which are beneficial, and they develop as a healthy microbiome in the body of the child. And these microorganisms help the child to utilize the nutrients in the milk of the mother. Normally, without these microorganisms, the child won't be able to utilize the sugars and proteins in the milk. But these microorganisms digest and help to imbibe, to utilize these nutrients for the development of the child and for the overall development of the child. Now, in another study, it was found that a healthy microbiome is directly related to the well-being and health of the human being. Now, in order to develop a healthy microbiome, it was essential to consume a diverse type of dietary pattern, a diverse type of various materials like vegetables, fruits, milk, then meat, fish, eggs, and all that. So these are all important in the development of a healthy microbiome. But sometimes the growth of the healthy microbiome will be affected because of use of junk foods, use of processed food, processed drinks and all that. In such cases, and also in the normal concept, the recent concept of the people to have a germ-free environment at house, they don't allow the children to go out and play. These are all harmful and deleterious for the health of the children. Actually, they should be allowed to play in the soil, bathe under rain and all that. They develop as robust children, robust, healthy people, if they are exposed to such an environment. In another study, it was found that the longevity of people and the health of the people are directly related to the diet which they consume. And in such a study, it was found that Mediterranean diet was very, very useful and the most healthy diet for a healthy living, which was related to the longevity, the immune response, the well-being, the mental health, and all that. It was also found that the Bulgarians also live a very long life. And when their diet pattern was studied, it was found that they used a lot of fermented vegetables along with meat and other variety of materials. So it is essential that we consume a wide variety of foods comprising of vegetables, plants, fruits, red meat, other meats, fish, egg, oil and all that. Fat is also absolutely essential. These microorganisms are able to produce polyphenols, short-chain fatty acids, omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids, various other vitamins and, vitamin B12 and all that. So, normally, without these microorganisms, we won't be able to utilize properly the vegetables, fruits and all that because we can't digest the fibers. But the digestion and production of nutrients from these fibrous materials and plant materials can be done only with the help of a healthy microbiome. They are directly related for the development of the brain in our body, and that is why we consider it as a second brain. Most of these diseases start at the gut. So it is what we eat that makes you the same person. So it is important that we have a healthy, if you want to have a healthy living, a happy living, we should have a variety of foods, a diet pattern which will be helpful for the development of the healthy microorganisms. When you study the dietary pattern of our ancestors, especially the hunter-gatherers, we find that they were consuming fruits, vegetables and meat. And they never had these autoimmune diseases, obesity or anxiety and all that. Even cancer, such diseases were not found among them. In certain cases, we may have to use materials which are deleterious, harmful for these microorganisms, especially when you are sick, when the pathogenic organisms multiply and create unhealthy situations and diseases. So in such cases, you may have to use antibiotics which will definitely kill these pathogenic organisms. But at the same time, we find that these antibiotics are able to kill the beneficial microflora also. In such cases, it is absolutely essential that we rebuild the healthy microorganisms in our body. How can we do that? We can produce a healthy microflora in our body slowly, not immediately, by consuming prebiotics like ginger, garlic, turmeric, cinnamon, onions, and all that. At the same time, we have to use probiotics like yogurt, curd, pickles, fermented vegetables, and all that. It is also found that these microorganisms actually utilize tryptophan, available, which you can get from meat, cheese, and eggs, and produce serotonin, which is absolutely essential for our happy living, our mood. And also they can produce epinephrine, which is absolutely essential for our flight or fight reaction. Indole 3 lactic acid present in fermented vegetables and pickle is a very powerful antioxidant which can fight several diseases, including cancer. So such materials are absolutely essential. We have to incorporate even such materials in our diet pattern. So selecting a diet pattern which will keep you healthy and happy is important. And we all know that certain groups of people are arguing for vegetarianism, veganism and all that. I don't subscribe to that because we are basically omnivores and we are supposed to eat all materials, including meat, vegetables, fruits, eggs, fish and all that. So let us all develop a healthy microbiome which will keep us healthy, which will build us our immune system, which will develop our brain activity, which will improve our performance and our mood and behavior. Thank you. Thank you.